A warm welcome from Altenberge. Today I am in the headquarters of Schmitz Cargobull, and I'm pleased to meet Andreas Schmitz, the CEO of Schmitz Cargobull, to pre-discuss this year's IAA Transportation. Hi Andreas, great to see you.
How are you? Going? Good.
The market has been quite challenging, specifically for the trailer players. Where do you see the market going in maybe this year and also next year?
No, I mean, it's been an absolute roller coaster. And I think because of that roller coaster where we can't really gauge what was real demand, what was bullwhip because they just got crazy, because we couldn't get supplies. It's very tough to really judge how many trailers have gone into the market that might be in excess of what's needed, or maybe there isn't that many in the market. We estimate that the market will be about 10% lower than it used to be.
The key topic that is also leading to some tensions in the market is vector. How do you view vector? What is your perspective?
Well, I think, first of all, I think we're completely over-regulated in just about any industry in Europe. And that makes everything more expensive. And that's exactly what vector is going to do. It's going to make transport more expensive. It's going to make trailers more expensive. The regulator cannot see how a trailer is being used, how our customer is using and driving the trailer, and we'd be a lot better off if they were able to make the decisions based on some other input. And in my book, if CO2 is the problem, well, we're gonna have to tax CO2.
So electrified trailers, they have been confirmed as a zero emission vehicle by the European Parliament in April this year. Can this be the solution to the market?
What we're trying to do is we're really trying to find ways to reduce CO2 and at the same time reduce the cost for our customers. So that is what has to happen, not satisfying the regulation. Then is that the solution? I think an electric cooling unit, yes, it is the solution and it will happen more and more. And I think the electrification of transport is beginning to happen. And there's already many use cases where it makes sense.
Maybe looking at the other trend topic, which is really automated driving, and they are looking at the role of trailers going forward. Now. So and maybe thinking a bit visionary over the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years, envisioning self-driving trailers. I mean, how will that impact the overall ecosystem within the trucks and also your role to the truck OEMs?
First of all, I do believe that will happen. And I think it will be a real boost to electrification of the vehicles, especially of the trucks. So what would happen is, you can have a self-driving vehicle bringing the trailer, whatever the reach is, 500 kilometers to the next point, and then another self-driving e-truck could take over the trailer and continue. And I think that'll be the trend that we're going to see there, and that would really give a boost to electrification on the road. Because all of a sudden we're making the driver and the recharging time independent from the working hours of the driver.
And do you expect a shift in roles to the tractor OEMs?
I really think those roles are pretty well defined and there's a pretty clean interface. And I do believe that'll probably stay that way. When you think about it, the role of the tractor will change in that sense because it's getting autonomous. But at the same time, I do think the life cycle of these two vehicles is going to be different. And because the life cycle is different, we're going to see them still being used and bought separately at separate cycles.
And what do you expect from this year's IAA Transportation?
I think we're going to have good discussions with our customers and they're going to give us input what we should build. And we might be able to show them, well, these are the kind of solutions that are available and this is what we can do for that amount of money, because that's always the question, how can we get it in the most efficient way?
Andreas, thank you very much for this insightful discussion. It was great to meet you here in Altenberge.
Thank you, and see you at the IAA, Peter.
See you at the IAA. And also, thank you very much for listening to this preview of the IAA Transportation. We are very much looking forward to meet all of you in Hanover in September, specifically to continue the discussions around autonomous driving at our panel discussion on September 18th and the Sustainability in Transportation panel on September 19th. Thank you very much.